Hey guys, welcome to another guide, downloaditall.net. If you haven't been to the website, go to it, it's great. Here it is. Woohoo! This is a guide about another guide teaching you how to increase your computer processing speed and just make your computer faster. I developed these tips and tricks just through research on my own, finding stuff that works and helps, because I tend to have slow computers, as I don't have thousands of dollars to upgrade or buy new ones, etc. Even though building a computer is not that difficult, but the last 3 years of my life I've had to use laptop because I've just been living or moving in locations where hauling around a huge computer is not working. So this is especially for you guys out there running on a laptop. Real quickly before we get into the guide, though, I just wanted to yet again plug GigaNews. If you haven't gone to the website and seen this post right here, you really need to. It's a really simple, straightforward post about the service GigaNews, which offers it hosts and creates an account for you to access news groups. News groups are basically huge file servers where people upload data, and then people can then download that data using a news group service like GigaNews. I highly recommend GigaNews because I've used it for 2 years. It's been really good for me personally. It's ridiculously fast in comparison to every other type of downloads that I've tried to do. It's more consistent than everything else too. It's always the same speed. And yeah, so you can sign up for a free trial for 3 days or until you've downloaded 10 gigabytes, which is a fair amount of information. So what you can do is sign up for a free trial, and I'll actually have a guide teaching you how to sign up and what programs to use and how to use it most effectively. But you sign up for a free trial, and just by going to, you can click here, or there are some sign up links on my website. And for 3 days you'll have access to all of the news groups that you would want. So you just go and you download a news group list. From that list, it will you'll be allowed to download multiple files. So with 10 gigabytes you could probably download let's see, 11 movies, DivX quality, high quality movies for free, just for your free sign up trial to use it and see if you like it. And I'm almost positive that you'll like it so much that you'll just keep the service. It's really great. I can't speak highly enough about it. I have the Platinum because I download over 25 gigs a month, and it's totally worth the $25 that I spend on it. It's totally awesome service. I really recommend it. Okay, so going back to the website, so this is a pretty simple guide, and this is a trick about defragmenting. So we want to go to Start, All Programs, Accessories, System Tools, Disk Defragmenter, and you'll see the puny amount of disk space that I have on my computer, which I overcome by using an external hard drive. Okay, so yep. So what you want to do is you would click defragment here, but we're just gonna I'm just gonna do analyze just to show you what it does, and I'll explain as it's analyzing. So defragmenting, basically what it does is when you install a wow, it's amazing. So when you install software or use your computer, temporary files are created consistently and used. And what happens is some of those files overlap each other, and so your hard drive is literally like a physical device with like actual space on it, on the physical device that it stores information, called clusters. Okay. And the way in which those clusters are saved in certain rows determines how where the files are put. So you could download something and it will save on certain clusters and then certain other clusters. What happens sometimes is when you're installing a bunch of stuff, let's say when you first get your computer or when you reinstall Windows, which I do avidly and often, you'll install something and it'll install files in one part of the cluster on the physical drive, and then it'll install files completely different part of the cluster on the physical drive someplace else. And what happens is it takes time and electricity to go from the one cluster one side all the way to the other cluster to load the program. So what happens is when those things are separated, they're fragmented, okay? So when you defragment your disk, what it does is it resorts the clusters on your hard drive and moves them closer to each other. There's less space that it requires for you to access all of your files. It just basically orders your computer and the hard drive on your computer so that it operates much faster. Okay, so what this little graph shows us is all the fragmented files, all of the continuous files, all of the unmovable files, and then the free space. So this is a literal, like, physical depiction of what the hard drive would look like. The red dots, or the red lines, are places where there are files that are not connected to each other. This is a place where there are files that are connected to each other. Okay, so you would want to leave this alone. We can't touch this. This is probably Windows right here. These are pockets of free space. So all of this can get resorted. So what you'd want to do is hit defragment, and then it's going to analyze it, and then it's going to start to defragment, and it'll load. And this process can take, depending on your hard drive and how big is it, how fast it is, it can take a fair amount of time, anywhere from usually about 15 to maybe even an hour. So, you know, you can leave it on there and then go ahead and make some food or something like that. I also recommend you do it right after you start up your computer. If you use the first trick that we did about msconfig, you'll be able to, usually your computer will be fastest when you restart it. Also, another tip just in general is to restart your computer very often. I know, like, people that use Apple and Macs and stuff like that, or even use laptops, they'll just put the laptop cover, close it, it'll hibernate, and then they'll open it up and they'll use it again. And they haven't actually turned the computer off, so the RAM hasn't been refreshed, the actual physical machine has been hot the whole time. It's wastes electricity, first off, for you to leave it on overnight or something like that, but it's also not good for the actual physical hardware. So what you should do is every night shut your computer off, and then every morning turn it on again. And I usually restart my computer about 4 or 5 times a day. So that's just another tip. So this is just defragmentation. Check out the website, dig articles if you like them.